Good evening. We're here today to test VirtualBox. We are going to see how, first of all, we install VirtualBox, and we are going to troubleshoot one simple problem that I have discovered with VirtualBox after its installation. We're going to start by installing VirtualBox and downloading it, of course. So you do a basic Google search for VirtualBox. We go to the one with Oracle. We are on Oracle, and now we go to Oracle VM VirtualBox. Now, there are many different types of operating systems. Ubuntu, there's Fedora, Oracle Linux, which is one of my favorite. I happen to be a Linux user sometimes. Haven't been on Fedora for a while. Could be a good couple of years. But we are Windows, so we are going to get the Windows VirtualBox. Box should open up, we save file and install the file. Now then, while that file is installing, after that's finished install, you go to the downloads folder and you open and install the VirtualBox. I'm not going to install it, I already have it. Now then, after its installation, we realize it's not opening. We click on it and it isn't opening. We see the icon lighting brightly and then feeds out as such. Now, for people like us, well, people like me, who into a lot of who we use Serato, right? We have to connect a box to our computer with a USB. What I've understood is that the VirtualBox does not recognize that Serato box, so it is seeing the input and it just isn't allowing it to open. It's just not going to open because it just does not understand what is connected. Okay, so this is how Serato looks when it is connected. You see the two turntables open. This is what it looks like. So we are going to disconnect the USB as such, and it is going to go. As you can see, rain hardware is disconnected. The rain hardware that is being referred to here is in fact the SL1 Serato scratch box. So we're going to go now and open the VirtualBox. And as you can see, it's loading, And as you can see, we have gotten the VirtualBox to open. Now, if for some reason we realize like it still has not opened, we have to access the task manager and kill off all the processes that would be running, because there would be quite a few running. So just end all the processes, and close the task manager, and it would have opened up. But that's not why we're here. We are here to install virtual machines. Now, from my understanding, a virtual machine is basically the same exact computer that we use right now, the same desktop. I mean, your start icon, your programs, your files, everything that you would be doing on an average machine, it's right here in a virtual environment. Now, I'm now learning about this technology, and it is by far the most interesting thing I have ever learned. I am actually currently seeking ways of exploring this further and seeing how I could develop it to further my business. Alright? But again, shrink from the topic. So, I have a few virtual machines here installed. I got Windows 2008. I have Windows Vista, Windows XP, and my favorite OS, Windows 7. Now then, I am able to run all four of these machines without it sticking. I'm even able to run a high-end background without it even bothering my toe. Your system, however, may not be able to do something like this. I would advise you all upgrading your memory, because as you can see from my task manager here, I am running an 8-core processor, and I use 8 gigs of RAM. If I was to go to my properties in my computer, you would see I'm using a 3.1 gigahertz processor, 8 gigs RAM, and on a 64-bit OS. And again, I'm straying from the topic. So we have 4 machines here. I am now going to show you how to install any OS you seek fit, whatever OS you're interested in using. Alright, I'm going to show you how to make an ISO and make an ISO for a bootable drive. I'm going to even show you errors that come about, and I for some reason find it necessary to interact with all errors. However, I am what I consider to be a true IT student, so I fix all the errors I encounter on my own. So let us get started. Now then, after we have inserted our disk, the autoplay comes up. Now we don't want to boot from this. There's no difference in booting it from this method, but we want to boot it from a virtual drive. We want to do everything virtually. Okay, so let us see how to create an ISO file now. We're going to exit this. Right, in our computer, in my computer, you will see the file here. So we're going to open up Nero. We're going to go to Nero Express. Now we select the drive, that's A, and we're going to make it to the image recorder. Now the image recorder is basically making an ISO file of this disk. So this disk here is now going to become an ISO file. So we are going to copy it. Now this is a safe where you going to save the ISO files to. I'm just going to put it on the desktop and I'm going to name it server 08. Save type as image file. Save. Now I'm just going to go and fast forward this. So after the process has been completed, you're going to go to OK, next, close off this, and we will see server 08 on our desktop. Now we're going to boot Windows Server 2008 from here. So we have opened our virtual machine and we're going to click new, which is at the top here. So name, we're going to name the server 2008. We go to the bottom here and we're going to install Windows 2008. Cannot create the machine folder. The folder already exists and possibly belongs to another machine. Click OK. Alright, you're going to have to name it something else. Server 2000 and server. We're going to name the folder 08. Now this is where we allocate the RAM. As you can see, I have 8 gigs. So I could go up a little bit, but just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to leave it at 512. We have to create a virtual hard drive. So I'm going to create one now. We're going to go to the VirtualBox disk image. Next, I like dynamically allocated as opposed to a fixed size. And now this is where we put our hard drive. So I'm going to open up, and as you can see, my hard drive is coming up here. I'm just going to put it, that's about anyway, these are others I have, so I'm just going to put it with these. Okay, save, create, and we have our virtual machine here. Now let us open up our virtual machine. It's saying that we have to select, we have to input a drive, the drive to where the disk is. So I'm going to go and cancel this. Okay. And I'm going to close this off, power off the machine, and let's open it again and let's see what comes up. This error, no bootable medium found, system halted. Let's see how we solve this problem. We shut down the machine again. We go to settings on the VM. Okay, we go to storage. Alright, we are going to go to empty, controller ID, we see empty here. This is the CD drive and it's currently looking for the image. That ISO we just did, let's load that ISO here. So we're going to go to the desktop, our server 2008 icon here, and we go to open. We click OK, and as you can see, the machine, when you reopen the machine will begin to boot the OS. Now the first thing is selecting our language. I like to scroll up and get the Trinidad and Tobago language. I don't think it does anything but the time and stuff, but I just like to load the Trinidad and Tobago time. We use English. Our keyboard input method remains the same. And we're going to install now and begin the Server 2008 installation. We're going to go with the Enterprise version. We accept the terms and agreement as we agree to everything here, otherwise we will not be allowed to go forward. And then we're going to do our custom advanced because we don't have anything on it to upgrade. We're going to have to do a fresh install. Now, when we reach to the screen, it is always advised that you partition your hard drives. A partition means you're separating your hard drive, meaning that you're separating the space. For example, you have 25 gigs, you allocate either 15, 10, you decide on the numbers you want to partition it on, it's up to you. Okay? So we're going to go to drive options and we're going to go on new. This means a new partition. I'm going to use, let's say 15 gigs for the OS itself, and I'm going to let that be for the operating system. Alright, and that's partition 1. Now you're seeing underneath here, you're seeing this 0 unallocated space. You're going to want to put new here again, and you're going to have to apply and let this become a partition, otherwise it's not going to show up when your machine starts, and you do not want that problem. Okay, so we're going to install it on the partition 1. And this space here is just in case and all machines crash. And when the machines crash, we want to have our important files backed up. So that's what this partition is here for. But we're going to install on the 15 here, and we're going to move forward. So I'm going to fast forward through this while it installs. The server 08 is about to complete the installation here now. The server has begun to start, as you can see here. Okay, so when the server starts, alright, it's going to say the user's password must be changed before logging on the first time. So when you click OK, they're going to ask you for a new password and to confirm that password. So you need to have a capital letter, a number, and uppercase. An uppercase, capital, uppercase letter, lowercase letter, a number, and some form of symbol. So I am going to break up I love you, as shown on screen here. Okay, I'm going to go forward now. Your password has been changed, so we are now in Windows Server. And there is how you install Windows Server on a virtual machine. My name is Rashid Mitchell, and this has been part 1.